Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So there is a new referral system coming probably in the next 25 minutes from the point of when I'm recording this video, which means a lot of people are looking to either get some friends involved. It's never been a better time to play Raid in my opinion. There's a lot of new content for newer players coming into the game. Or if you are just looking to create an alt and a free to play, I know a lot of players in the end game will sometimes create a new account if they're a little bit bored with their own one. Or if you just want those rewards, there is obviously a number of people who will want to figure out how can I get those rewards as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So rest assured, I am here. I have the math. I'm going to give you in this video the most efficient stage and the most efficient way to farm for your rewards. I'm also going to give you some insight in terms of how much energy and time that is going to take you, so you can get an idea of, what kind of effort you're going to need to do to reach these certain points. Now, it's not an exact science when I go into the math, just because you can pick up account XP from various different locations as you progress, and obviously there's a bit of time delay in terms of getting to the more desirable stages. But without further ado, let's take a look at the math. So there isn't actually a way to sort of track or see your current account experience level. Obviously you have the level at the top right here. I'm level 100, so it's at full 100% bar, but we never really know outside of the percentage, how many XP points we've acquired, how many more points. It's not like an event tracker, it's not like anything else. So there's a little bit of guesswork. However, with data mining available, we can actually retrieve the XP required per level, and we can also retrieve the sort of values you get from running campaign dungeons and other areas. So I've created an Excel spreadsheet. I'll convert it into a Google Sheet and pin it to the description of this video so you can take a look yourselves. And I've pulled out the XP requirements for every level of your account. Now this is different from hero XP, what you would get from your champions, but generally the same way you level your champions is the most efficient way to generally level your account. That's been the running sort of agreement for most people. The best way to do account experience is to do it like you would a champion training. However, there are different boundaries for each level. As you'd imagine with any sort of progression system, the more levels you go up, the more experience you need per level. And the real goal we need here is level 50 if all you care about is those initial burst rewards. That's where you get them. So I've mapped all these out. We can see where it all goes down to. And then the next thing I decided I needed to do was obviously figure out where is the most efficient location for acquiring account experience. Now, ironically, at one point, due to the way that I read this sort of data mined information, there was at one point a stage on a specific Doom Tower floor in rotation 1 and 2 that granted 10,000 account experience, but I think that was fixed along with the hero XP leveling fixing system that we had a few months ago, where specific stages had, for some reason, some hero XP that you could get for your champions. So the three main areas where you can get account experience are faction wars, campaigns, and dungeons. Now obviously faction wars, it doesn't have any energy, but at stage 21 you get 375 account XP. So to be honest, what we're going to do with faction wars, because it is not exactly a farmable location and it's unlikely that your new accounts are going to be able to progress that far in them, we're going to exclude that. But I thought it was worth noting you do get a little bit from faction wars. And then we obviously have campaign and dungeon. And what I've done in this this table here, I'll give you a quick breakdown. So we've got the specific location. Brimstone Path is stage 12. I think Hellhades Halls is stage 11. We've then got the difficulty, and then we've got the specific floor. So that would be like stage 6, stage 5. I've extracted then the amount of account experience you get from this this floor. And then we can take the energy cost for that stage, and it gives us almost like how much experience do we get per energy for our account. And the final 6 columns I've got here is essentially the time element of our calculations. So I've got sort of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60-second runs of that stage. And then it gives us an idea of how much experience per minute we can earn, depending on how quickly we are doing those stages. I've then taken this and sorted it by the experience per energy, because for most players who are trying to power level and efficiently level their account, all they will care about is which stage gives me the most experience for the most amount of energy. So as we can see, no surprising, 12.6 brutal is the highest at 330. Now a new account is probably not going to be able to do brutal that efficiently or that quickly. even though we care about XP per energy, we still got to keep in mind that time would be a factor as well. We don't want to be here all year doing this progression. So we can have a look and see what other stages are worth. So interestingly, there's no specific consistency involved. And what I mean by this is, so brutal stage 4 to 6 of stage 12. So 12, 4 to 12, 6 gives you the sort of 326 to 330 per XP per energy. However, when we go to, say, hard stage 12, it doesn't matter which stage you run, they all grant the same amount of account experience. So there's variability in here a little bit. Generally, boss stages give you the worst amount of account experience. You never want to run a boss stage unless you really need to, for whatever reason. You really want to focus on some of these. So we got Brimstone Path here, which is stage 12 hard. Any stage in there, 1 to 6, will grant you 1770 account experience, and that gives you a 295 XP per energy. I would imagine most players will either run this hard stage if you can, but if you find hard is too slow, we can see the next stage here. You know, you've got a couple of stages there. Godfrey's Crossing in brutal is not too bad. The Deadlands in brutal is not too bad. Hallowed Halls in hard is not too bad. But when we come here, you'll notice all of a sudden we get normal. So again, inconsistencies. 4 to 6 give you variable different account experience in normal. In hard, 1 to 6 is the same amount. So I'm not really sure why they've done this. But the main thing to take away from this is if you want to run stage 12 of Brimstone, so that's Brimstone Path, stage 12 in the campaign, on normal difficulty, run stage 6. It's a bit more efficient than stage sort of 3 or 4 or 5. That gives you 275 XP per energy, which compared to hard, that's only around about 20 XP per energy less. Obviously, it's a fair chunk less than 12.6, but that's obviously quite a difficult stage for a referral or new account to do. So again, we all knew before hero training, 12.6 gave you the best experience, but 12.3 was a little bit more silver because shields sell more. So people generally run 12.3 in brutal, and they'll run 12.6 in Nightmare because the 12.6 stage champions' defenses in Nightmare are significantly lower. If all you care about is account experience, brutal 12.6 is the best. Although there is not that much crazy difference between brutal 12.3 and brutal 12.6, we're talking around about 5.6 XP per energy. So you can use this and look it all through. Obviously, some people have asked me, you know, are dungeons worth it? Well, you can see dungeons actually don't reward you a substantial amount of points. If you think the reference we've got here, let's just take normal, the easier stage, will take 275 XP per energy. Let's have a look at just dungeons and see how that compares. So we can see like the stage 24 rewards better account experience per energy than stage 25. As we know, stage 24 generally is considered better for gear unless you want the better odds for 6-star legendary. It's the same for account experience here. That's at 197.2. So it's not actually that much. It's quite a significant chunk less. It's near, you know, it's about 80 XP per energy you're losing for running dungeons. You're probably not going to be able to run more than let's just take stage 11 here, potentially. So that's 150 XP per energy. So you're losing about 125 XP per energy by running dragons. So definitely campaign is the way to go. It's boring. Just a repeat run campaign if you want to efficiently max your account as quickly as possible. So with that all information there, as I said, I'll put this in the description so you can have a look at the data yourself and decide where you want to run. I've now gone and taken these numbers and put it into an analysis and kind of gone, okay, so if we want just the first 3 referrals, how much time is that going to take? How much time is it going to take one account to level 50? All these information's here to give you an idea of the effort you might have to go through if you don't have many people who want to play and you just want to get Chronom. Okay, so I've set up this sheet here. I've got all the levels required. So the only thing we ever need to get to is level 50. For anyone who doesn't know about the new referral system, your first 3 accounts need to get to level 50. That will then unlock 4 to 6 slots. So slot 4 to slot 6. That will then allow you to take another 3 accounts and they need to get to level 40 to get your Chronom Legendary Champion. Obviously, if you want to take those other 3 to level 50 to get that skin and the 3 extra Sacred Shards, I would say maybe it's a good idea to do if you're already that far. The rewards are pretty good and they are exclusive. You can't get them anywhere else. That's the thing to note with these champions. You cannot summon them. You can only get them through the referral system. So you might as well, if you want the champions, you need to do this referral system either through inviting your friends, creating a new account to play through, or just creating referral accounts to get those rewards. So we've got the XP total. As you can see here, getting to level 10 is probably very quick. I think I did one last night and I got it to level 10 in about 25 minutes, maybe less. Level 20 is a little bit more effort. I've put some percentages here just to give you an idea. They're not really that relevant. I wouldn't necessarily read too much into them, but you can see there's quite a big jump between 20, 30 and 10 and 20. 30 then is obviously the big milestone for a lot of accounts because that's when you start slowing down. After about level 30, it starts to feel a bit more slower progression. Level 40 will give you the void shards, so that's kind of a good milestone. And then level 50 is certainly on the first 3 is when you unlock your first 4 sacred shards. You get the 4th one when you complete all 3 to level 50. So for Chronom, you need 3 accounts to level 50 and you need 3 further accounts to level 40 in total. So let's have a look in terms of the different stages and have a look at how much energy that would take on each account and how much more time that will take you. So if we were to just run stage 12-6 here, which is the more desirable one, I think, for most players because it's quick, easy, and probably you can do it with the first hour of you playing the game. You don't need a level 60 and all that kind of nonsense. We're looking at, for level 10, around about 4 runs. Obviously, you're probably going to get level 10 before you get to 12-6 because you get it from other sources. At this point, I want to make a quick note to say this is giving you a 0 to 50 calculation. I understand that you will get account experience from other places. You get a bulk from doing those achievements right at the start, like Lock a Champion and Lock a Champion and all those. You get them from your quests. I don't think you get them from challenges. I did have a quick look there, couldn't see that. And I don't think you get them from missions either. But it does mean that you'll probably get like maybe the first 10 levels or the first 6 levels from sources that aren't actually running the campaign. But that's obviously quite difficult to calculate, and you get quite granular in the way you run the game, and then it might become just as inaccurate if people don't decide to do those things. So just as a pure 0 to 50 calculation, if we were just running stage 12-6, nothing else, you'd need about 4.5 runs of that campaign. So just under, probably need 5, you need to round it up. That'll take you about 20 energy based on the energy cost. So you can see like getting to level 10 is really swift. Importantly, for the level 10 for the first 3 accounts, that gets you the epic. If that's all you're interested in, you can do that in like an hour. It's very quick. If you're spinning up a new account that you want to play on the side, I would definitely recommend, if you don't want to go through all the hassle of Chronom on your new account, just to create 3 referral accounts and get that level 10 epic, because it is a great epic to start your account with. It's a full team revive. It's got a built-in reflex set. It's a pretty decent A2 heal as well. It's worth the 1 hour investment of time. So we get 20 energy, and we'll probably do that in like no time at all. In terms of then 20, 30, 40, 50, you can see it starts to increase. At level 30, we've been looking at 2,500 energy, and that will probably take you somewhere to be between 3.5 hours to 7 hours, depending on how quickly you're running 12-6. I've got a 20-second marker and a 40-second marker. I spoke with Hellhades about this. He's run way too many new accounts, so he has good experience about how long it takes. He said it roughly takes him 30 seconds and he runs 12-3. So I actually told him, run 12-6. You probably save yourself 5% of your time and energy. It's not a substantial amount, but every second counts when you're playing raid on multiple different accounts. So that'll take you probably somewhere around about 3.5 to 7 hours to get to level 30. If you want to get to level 50 for the first 3, you're looking at an investment of about 40,000 energy on that account. And you're also looking at somewhere between 56 hours to 113 hours to get that account to level 50. So you can see getting to 40 is not too bad. It's a pretty big investment. It'd probably take you a couple of days if you were committed, up to say a week or 2. The 50 is quite a big jump then. It's almost like 3 times as much time to get that done for yourself. So obviously these aren't you don't add these together. This 113 hour encapsulates all the time that you've already invested as well. So it's 113 in total for that level 50. If we were running hard 12, and again, hard 12 is inconsistent. It can be 1 to 6, so affinity could be considered, and you can have a look at the stages tools to see which floor is easiest to kill. You're looking at a little bit less time, less energy, not substantial, about 3,000 less energy at level 50, and somewhere between 35 to 70 hours, but the time is significantly different. So if you can get to hard stage 12 and you can do it within this 20 to 40 second window, you will save yourself a lot of time in the long run, almost half. And again, for Brutal 12.6, I've put it in here for reference. If you happen to get lucky and kind of giga charge your account, or if you like, I don't know, spend £5 on it because you just want to do it as quickly as possible, or if it's not a free-to-play account you're making, it's an account you actually want to invest in, then obviously you could probably giga charge your account, get your starter maybe up to 60 really quickly, and then you're into 12.6 and you're kind of rocking a little bit. You can do this then in 33,904 energy, which is around about 6,000 less energy than our normal runs. And you could do it if you're running at 20 seconds, about 23 hours, so about a day, or 40 seconds is about 47 hours. So that's probably about a week's worth of effort if you were playing it regularly, consistently out on that stage. But again, getting to Brutal 12.6 on a new account is a bit of an effort, so keep that in mind. So what does this actually mean in terms of the overall time required to get Chronum? Well, I've got a summary of that as well. We know to get Chronum, we need 3 accounts to level 50 and 3 accounts to level 40. I haven't put the final level 50 stages in for those 3 accounts because they would be optional for the Sacreds and the Chronum skin. So for Chronum, as I said, we need 3 level 50 accounts. That will unlock the next tier, and then we can get a further 3 accounts to level 40. I haven't put them as 3 additional level 50 accounts. If you want to go and get those 3 extra Sacreds in the skin, that's up to you. But for the purposes of acquiring just Chronum, I've done it for these maths. So obviously, the energy here we know per account is about 40,000 for those level 30s, level 50s, and then the level 40s is about 12,000 per account. So obviously there's no point multiplying this because they're individual accounts, they'll get individual energy gains. So how much time is it going to take if you only ran 1 account at a time? So you didn't use BlueStacks, you didn't use a multi-instance manager or anything else like that. You literally just leveled 1 account and then moved on to the next. It would take you in total 169 hours to do the first 3, and about 50 hours to do the second 3. So you're talking doing 12.6 normal on 6 accounts, 220 hours if you didn't run them simultaneously. If you run them simultaneously, you can save yourself a substantial amount of time. It goes down to 73 hours in total if you run 3 instances at the same time. If you haven't used BlueStacks before, or you're not sure, or you don't have enough devices, I'd 100% recommend, if you want to do this and you're not looking to give your referral codes to your friends, to look into using BlueStacks and run all 3 accounts multi-instance. You can make a macro for your campaigns, you just keep repeating it. It honestly doesn't really matter if you don't level the food, in all honesty, because if you're not interested in playing the account, all you need to do is keep running the campaign. The account experience will still give it to you even if all your champions are max level. I will put a link above which includes the video that Hellhades did on BlueStacks. He's been using a lot more than I have, so he's a better person to actually kind of give you the advice on how to use it. But 73 hours versus 220 really shows the value of using something like BlueStacks here. If we were to look at 12.7, it would be around about 137 hours. If we're looking at 12.126, we would be looking for 1 account at a time at 137 hours, or if you ran 3 at the same time, around about 46 hours. And then finally, if you did manage to get to Brutal 12.6, which is, if you're doing this method, is for, you know, you're doing your own referral accounts, it's unlikely you're going to be doing this, it would be 92 hours for 1 account at a time, or you could do all 6 accounts in 31 hours if you're running efficiently. So my advice to everyone watching this video, I would suggest you try to run as hard stage 12 if you can do it in about 40 seconds. If you cannot do that in 40 seconds, I would run stage 12.6 because at least it's more reliable. You're looking at around about 46 hours if you want to get your Chronum. If you just want to get Jamasa, you could do that in like an hour. It's very, very quick. So as I said, I'll pin this document into the description so you can take a look at all the numbers yourself. I hope that gives people some clarity, because I know some people are asking me, you know, hey Saf, is there a better stage to run other than the highest stage in campaign? Because obviously all the advice I've been given is get as high as possible in campaign, and I wonder if lower stages give you more. Well, this answers those questions. 12.6 in normal or any 12 stage in hard would be the desirable goal to reach. So that's the end of the video, guys. I hope that was of interest to you and helps you progress in your referral program, whether that be giving your friends advice on how they can quickly get and climb those levels, or whether you are doing it for your own alt, or even if you're just looking to get that Chronum champion from the referral program. That is the data you need to know. Normal 12.6 or hard, any of the 12.6 stages, or Brutal 12.6 is probably the 3 best locations to farm. What you then need to decide is time. The quicker you can do a stage, the quicker you can get it done. And as long as energy is no longer a question, then obviously that is something you can take into account. I personally would try and aim for a hard stage 12 stage, just because I think that gives you the best balance between speed and XP per energy. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I always try to do as much detailed math analysis as I can and break it down in a way that gives you a summary of what you need to do. Obviously, we've had a new patch today. I will do a full patch notes breakdown, of course, when it goes live, and that'll come out a couple of days after the patch probably. And that will give you all the information you need to know about what they did change and what they didn't tell you in the background in the code in terms of other changes they may have made. So keep an eye out for that, and I will catch you in the next video.